Hello. I feel that it's my responsibility to break this devastating news to you. I've uncovered the biggest ring of sexual perverts and paedophiles, and of the worst kind of pervert, and they are in fact called the elite. Well, you'd call them elite, but they're actually the governments that are working to make sure that wars carry on in the name of the most elite's personal wank fodder. I mean, it's not just one pet that they demand. They demand thousands, millions of them. And in order to keep them as pets, it demands that generation after generation be brainwashed and manipulated and groomed, personal grooming to make them their pets. And the pets go about the business much like people that think they're doing it in the name of good, because they are true drones and they are truly groomed. They are the true subordinates on the planet. And they, like it has for generation after generation, in the fetish industry, your subdominance and your dominance. Sex is pain. Pain and sex. Love and sex and pain. They're all the same to them, these elite. See? And their bloodshed, and the more people picking up toys in their fetish wear, uniforms, and guns, is they're just a wank fodder. So I think this has been told. I think someone else exposed this before me because it's sounding familiar as I'm saying it. But I just want you to know that's exactly what you are. You work in the sex industry and you're just providing the next generation of porn. For the actual elite, there's only a few men that actually sit there wanking over you boys in uniform, and they wank over the fact that they've managed to groom yet another generation, and they wank over the fact that this generation is more groomed than the last. But there are a few of us becoming conscious of what they're doing and how they're dressing it up. And they're dressing it up in the name of religions and other things. But these religions are all false, because you have Horus of Egypt, who is the first Jesus, so it tells you it's plagiarism, and that the world works in cycles and universes. So the whole nature of the world is so much bigger than we've been led to believe, but yet there are still these subdominant submissives, the soldiers, these subs, these pets, these groomed individuals that are going out there still picking up guns and happily starring in these pornographies. They're happily going out and starring in these porns in the sex industry without knowing it is the sex industry. But yet they take no responsibility for their killing and stuff, because they indeed have their own fetish, I suppose, which is to believe they're one of the brave and to believe that they're one of the powerful. But the elite are the only powerful, and they are just pets, and they are actually the most submissive people on the planet, are actually the soldiers, and yet they're glorified after generation, they're glorified, the true submissives. I mean, generally they didn't have a choice in the other wars, but now they do. They're not drafted. These subordinates are just the truly groomed, mentally groomed people. And so I'm trying to expose this sex ring and just make sure that everybody knows the truth, yeah? Everybody knows the truth. And if you don't think this is the truth, and if you're going, oh my god, she's cracked, think about it for 1 second. You people are going over to Eastern countries, and you're trying to bring them up to scratch with the West. And I'm just one of many, many confused people as to why these sex industries are so going on. So what's going to happen? I mean, I'm sure the elite have deadlines too, and they want to free certain aspects of these cultures. But those billions could be spent on pens and pencils and generating new companies to go over there and change things slowly. But if you want to keep being in the darkest porn industry that there is, then you crack on. But you have to take responsibility for yourself, you submissives, because you are truly creating a lot of suffering in the world for us of a dominance. And just because they're an elite does not mean that they should have destiny and control over the eyes of everybody on the planet. Why do you think there's so many diseases? Because everything that the eye sees is part of the world's dis-ease. And now, quite frankly, I don't want no more war. So I am now your dominant. If you want to be part of the sex industry, then put your gun down and become the dominant. Become the doms for a while, yeah? I'm sick of this. They did it because they did it unfairly. They groomed you. You didn't have your wits about you, but now that you got them, make sure you know the facts before you keep doing that and begin their wank for the boys. Okay? Good.